All right, y'all, it's Puffin Day. The day has finally arrived. After 12 years of puffin seeking, we hope this is the day Ian finally gets to see puffins. So for those of you who are long-term subscribers, you know the story. For those of you who are newer, I'm not going to recap the whole saga. I will link in the description 2 videos that talk about how my husband Ian has been denied his desire to see puffins on 3 different occasions in 3 countries. But today, are you feeling like today's today?
Today's the day. I can feel it.
It's a beautiful day. We've been checking the weather and it looks, even though we did wake up to a slight rain forecast that wasn't there yesterday, we don't believe it. We think it's going to be fine, and it's warmer and it's sunny and we're feeling good. The 2 goals for today: see puffins, don't get seasick. We are getting ready to get on the boat and are chuffed that the weather is so beautiful. Look, there's no rain clouds and the sea is nice and calm. It looks like a pond out there. I'm so happy. And Ian is too shy to be on camera right now.
I'll get on camera. No, I am extremely excited. This is a dream come true. The conditions are just perfect for this, so
yeah,
we're really happy about it.
After so many failed attempts, it just means more to know that it's sunny and nice. And
well, we're very prone to seasickness, and the sea looks like glass right now. So.
Yes, but we've taken our Quells motion sickness medication.
Yeah.
We have our hats because we heard the lecture about being
attacked by terns,
pecked and drawing blood.
Yeah.
So hopefully we're ready.
Here we are in Sea Houses, checking in and waiting to board our boat. We are taking the Serenity Farne Island tour, and I'll leave a link to their website in the description.
And there are the boats, and we're looking forward to getting on one soon and going out and landing on Staple Island, which purportedly has thousands of puffins. We'll see how many we can spot. This is our boat, the Serenity, and it is a catamaran, which makes it very stable, even on rougher waters, although today the waters are very calm, which we're happy about. So we are excited to get to Staple Island. This lovely island is Inner Farne. It is the largest and most historic of the 28 Farne Islands. This island was where St. Cuthbert lived for many years in solitude. My first puffin sighting of the day were these cuties bobbing around in the water, flapping and flying about. The sheer cliffs of Staple Island are stunning. Some of these steep pinnacles are as high as 30 meters tall, and they are absolutely covered with very noisy seabirds. The best part is hearing the birds just going crazy. I think the thing that I was most gobsmacked by in the whole tour was the vast number of guillemots on these cliffs, all crowded together, making a racket. It was truly stunning to see. Allegedly, there are about 51,000 guillemots here in the Farne Islands. Stay tuned for a special treat I have to share with you at the end of this video. Several stunning photos taken not by me, but by a legit nature photographer who was on the tour with me this day. His detailed up-close photos of the seabirds from his mega telephoto lens are incredible, so stay tuned so you don't miss those. Since I managed not to get pooped on, I absolutely loved watching all these birds take off and fly overhead while we were in the boat. I wasn't as thrilled to spot these birds because we see them all over the place, even in Cheltenham, but we also saw lots of gulls on the island during our tour. Because I'm a big TV nerd, I was excited to see this lighthouse because I recognized it from an episode of Vera that was filmed here. The other fabulous thing to see on this island were the gray seals. They are called gray seals, though some of them were pretty black and others were every shade of gray, including almost white. They were pretty cute and very entertaining to watch. Of course, they aren't as adorable as otters, but I consider them otter cousins, so yeah, I really enjoyed watching them. These seals were just enjoying a nice sunbathe on the warm rocks on this beautiful day. I was hoping this one would make a jump into the water for me to catch on film, but no luck.
That's how I feel after eating afternoon tea.
Yeah.
The most important and historic thing about the island is that this red lighthouse is Longstone Lighthouse, the site of the famous Grace Darling rescue story. While many Britons are familiar with this event, I had never heard of Grace Darling until I visited the parish church in Bamborough. There is a monument to her there in the church. Grace was the daughter of William Darling, the lighthouse keeper. During a horrible storm at sea in 1838, a paddle steamer traveling from Hull to Dundee was driven onto the rocks in the treacherous Farne Islands and broke into pieces. In the wee hours of the morning, William, his wife, and 22-year-old daughter Grace noticed several passengers of the boat who had survived the stormy night by clinging to a bit of the ship's wreckage. Courageous Grace and her father rowed out in the perilous conditions of the continuing storm, and after 2 trips, managed to rescue the 9 survivors of the shipwreck. So tell me, if you're British, did you hear about the Grace Darling story when you were in school? Hey, I feel a bit shy asking this, but would you please subscribe to my YouTube channel? I promise to keep bringing you fun videos of Britain, and it would make me really happy to have you join the Magenta Otter tribe. And finally, the moment we've been waiting for, arriving at Staple Island to get out and wander around amongst the puffins. At a safe distance, of course. It was so exciting to see our little sea parrot friends at long last, as if they were welcoming us. And possibly the best part of the day for me was seeing my animal-loving husband Ian finally get to see these glorious puffins after 12 years of waiting and 4 attempts across 3 different countries. So now for a few puffin fun facts. The locals call them Tommyknotties because of the way they bob their heads when they walk around. They are also known as sea parrots or sea clowns because of their colorful beaks. However, one thing I learned on this seabird tour is that puffins lose their brightly colored beaks in the winter because they turn gray. Puffins are known to find a rabbit hole and then take it over and make it their home after the rabbit has done all the hard work of digging it out. These are just sunbathing. Oh, that one is sleeping with his head tucked under his wing. Oh, a couple of them are. Yeah, they're not flying away. They're just sitting there. I noticed that rock marker, which means there's a nest. And this one has eggs in it. A couple kayakers way out there on the sea. We're going to get quite the view of all these guillemots. But we're standing right next to them. Just tens of thousands of guillemots crammed along this cliff. There's a couple puffins in a sea full of guillemots. Kind of like Ian and me, a couple puffins, and a sea full of guillemots. Ian is very concerned about all the seagulls on the island because they are predators and they do in fact eat puffin eggs and chicks and adults, so he's asking about that, standing here in front of this hill full of puffins. We didn't have any terns land on our heads, but there were other people on our tour who did have them land on their heads, and thankfully they were wearing hats as well.
I am an amateur YouTuber and a storyteller, not a professional photographer. But our tour was full of legit nature photographers with their giant telephoto lenses capturing magnificent photos of the same seabirds I was looking at. So imagine my delight when one of these photographers, Clive Morgan, was generous enough to share his photos from the day with me so that I can now share them with you. Please be sure to check out his Facebook page linked in the description if you love nature photography. Here are several of my favorite photos that he captured that day. Clive captured some adorable pics of the gray seals. And here are some brilliant photos Clive took of the terns, including these precious snaps of mom and baby. And the images of them in mid-flight show the stunning shape of their feathers and wings. And these two look like they're doing some complicated dance number in the sky. Here are some huge black cormorants who were nesting and tending to their babies. And some kittiwakes, including these tangled up kittiwakes who look like their swords are crossed. And this guillemot with his specs on. And this bird, which I think is some kind of gull. Let me know if you know what kind it is. I think he looks like he's yelling at everyone to stay away from their baby. Now for the star of the show, my favorite, the puffins. Here are some brilliant photos of puffins in flight. The ones of them landing really make me smile. And of course, the classic images of puffins with sand eels in their beaks. And best of all, flying about with a beak full of sand eels. If you are a birder, please feel free to tell me in the comments exactly which subspecies these birds are, since all the gulls and all terns look alike to me and I'm rubbish at bird identification in general. One thing we saw off in the distance on the boat trip back was a view of Bamborough Castle. I filmed a vlog there and will be publishing that in the coming weeks, so stay tuned. Wait for it. Here comes a puffin flapping in over these gulls. It's time to get back on the boat. So today's successful puffin adventure is over. Be sure to check out my other puffin videos here. And thanks so much for watching. Do something good in the world today.